I've tried filming this so many times now. This is like my fourth time, I think, trying to film this. So I'm just gonna lay the framework, and it's gonna be messy. It's gonna be messy, but I'll come back and talk about it some more probably because it's such a big topic and it's interesting for me to talk about. So I'm just gonna see how this goes. So you're coming on an adventure with me, so just bear with me. um I might talk about personal experience or touch on them, so just be aware of that. And also I want to focus, I don't know, I'll go from like a macro lens to a micro lens, and I'll just switch in between that, okay? um so starting out with my first qualm with how religion is holding back humanity. That's good. It's really holding back humanity. There's so many people still like Christian in a way that I've not seen in so long, that has gagged me. Like there's still people that judge other people through a Christian lens and like invalidate the existence of people. And that's not what we need today. That's not what we need today. Like, with everything that's going on, it goes so much deeper than like, skin color, religion, uh, where you're from. And I'm disappointed, man. I'm actually kind of disappointed. I think about this a lot to myself, and I, talk about it like to myself. But I haven't really had the chance to like put it out there, and this just feels so like it feels weird. It feels weird for me to put it out there, but because I'm like, damn, like I'm really saying this like to people, or like, if anybody, watches this or whatever. Um, but yeah, like people like just uh it's terrible. I'm not even gonna go into it. Maybe it's hard for me to talk about because I don't really need to go into like maybe my own personal things, or like even debate it, because I'm not gonna debate like nothing. Honestly, you trace the history of Christianity, and even how it came to the US, and even how it was introduced to black people. Like, it's stupid. It's so stupid. It's used as a mechanism for control, man. That's it. And it's such a steady source to siphon your own, and like to siphon your energy, like it siphons your energy. Why was it so hard for me to say? It siphons your energy because you're putting your hopes, your dreams, your stresses, your everything into an external source, waiting for them to part the sky and come down and fucking save you. When even Jesus himself, his whole like his whole movement, like when he was alive, was not to have any followers, but to show people the divinity within themselves, to understand that reality is yours. It's what you make of it. You're like, you can do anything. You are your own God. You are your own soul, and nobody else, not Jesus, not whoever God is, right? Like the God Bible, whatever the fuck that is, right? Not, I forgot where I was even going with that, but like, um, oh yeah, it's your own soul. What the fuck? You are your own protector, your own provider. You are your own, you're the key for your own abundance and prosperity and heaven on earth. And Christianity just has people looking outside of themselves, again, waiting for a savior and condemning and, hating um, and like, just, I don't know, just, it has Christians in just an overall, I'll just say judgmental mind frame. And these people, these, humanity is vulnerable. Like humanity, the soul is like a sensitive, empathetic, like organism. I guess we're going with organism. Just like the way, like, I don't know, how am I trying to say this? Like, we're sensitive beings, and it's so easy to program us. And what way to keep an individual away from their own power than before even having any awareness of like what reality actually is, to just slide in some God, a savior, because it doesn't really, take a rocket scientist to look around and see that the world isn't in the greatest state. But it's because humanity has been taken advantage of. People have been taken advantage of. And to keep these kinds of things going on is, again, to like strip people from their own understanding, like just never teaching anybody how reality, the mechanism of reality, actually works, and instead bringing in organized religion and all of these other structures. Like, I just feel like everybody's got, like, it's really not even just Christians. I'd say organized religion in general, and commercialized religion, and even anything that I like that's matrix related, like these jobs, and like working for companies and being like cubicle, and just being told what to do your whole life. Like, all of these systems are just meant to take away your own autonomy. And even in the moments where people do have control back, they're so scared of what to do because their mind's already jumbled. And that's also how I felt with Christianity. Like, when I finally, like, I was done with it for a long time, but when I finally even got away from the my circle, I was like, girl, I don't even know what to do. Like, I really had to like collect myself, because what I grew up knowing, like what I was raised on, like, none of it is fucking real. And it's like, now I'm relearning everything, and it was just overwhelming, and I feel like so many people get to a point of like, like, they don't understand Christianity, and then they get to a point of wanting to leave it behind, but then they're so scared of what that looks like, because it's the unknown, truly. And having experiences with the unknown, if you don't have the right understanding, again, of like how reality works, and or like why we're even here, it could scare somebody to death, or scare them right back into, either organized religion, any religion, or like, even, again, just like society structures. Like, all I can think about is just work, like having a job. Like, it's just modern day slavery, and I just gotta say it for what it is. So many people are working for companies making other people's dreams come true. What the fuck? And then when you look, like, just all these, especially major companies that run the world, when you look at who these people are and the people that are like, I don't want to say too much right now because that's like a whole different conversation that I might spin back to have, but you know, the people on top, the people that, you know, put all of these infrastructures in our lives, you know, that these blueprints that is just, you know, that we're supposed to live our lives by. You want to trust those people? Do you really want to trust those people? Do you know what these people are doing? You know how these people got even to the place that they're in the first place? And it's the same people that endorse, I'll focus primarily on Christianity. It's the same people that endorse Christianity and all that shit when they're not even playing by those rules. They don't even believe in that shit. And if they swear that they do, which this is just another funny thing for me, the really super bad people that do swear by Christianity, they would need somebody like Jesus or like a God that like forgives all, you know, and that's about sacrifice. It's like Jesus was like a scapegoat. He died for humanity's sins. And that brings people peace because especially like really bad people that don't want to take responsibility for their own behavior, because again, like they would need somebody like Jesus. They would need a scapegoat to freaking die for their sins. And when you look at narcissistic personalities, especially in family dynamics, they always end up finding a scapegoat to project all of their worst qualities on. And that's fucking tea for somebody. Okay, do you want me to say it again? Because I will say it again. Like, a lot of Christians, they need a scapegoat. They need that savior because they're not looking at themselves. They're not reflecting on, you know, presently what they're doing, what they're believing in, like what they're like actually subscribing to. Like you know what I mean? Like they would need somebody to die for their sins. They would want that because they're scared of how massive the responsibility that they would have to take for themselves and their own actions are, you know? Because nobody's perfect. That's the thing. Like nobody's perfect. Nobody's fucking perfect. And humanity at this point, like we all have some kind of trauma, you know, from the system, from society, from religion, from family, from friends, from relationships, you know, like we all have some kind of baggage. None of us here are perfect. And we're made to be scared of that. We're made to be ashamed of that. We're made to fear even looking at what's wrong with us directly head on. We're made to be scared of that. And naturally, if you're not facing yourself and you're not handling, you know, yourself, you're going to force all of those problems and beliefs and everything onto other people. You're going to try to find what's wrong with you in other people and condemn other people that are just trying to live their lives, you know? So, yeah. And that I say all of that to expand on how, you know, a narcissistic personality would be able to take advantage of that or like just use that, you know? And Christianity is just something, it lays a framework for that exact type of script to play out. And you see it in, again, like, just like the people who run the world, the people in charge, um and they're scapegoats too. That's the thing. Like, from a like even a government level, it's like the people that they're sending off to war and like sending off to like do things, like they're the scapegoats. But then you have the people behind the curtain that are like really in charge of the people who are in charge, and the people that are in charge, like, for us to see, are the scapegoats for the people that are behind the fucking curtain. And it's the people behind the curtain that introduced all of these kinds of structures into humanity. Again, to blind us from the fact that, like, to blind us from our own divinity, that we are in control of our reality and that we can make a change. And it doesn't have to be something that is like super like, oh, like I have to do this and blah blah blah. Like, it introduces so many, like, the illusion of having to go through a process. Bullshit. Change yourself, you know. It all just, like, all the power that you have is in here, and your ability to like change your perspective, to change your own state of being in order to align with what it is that you feel in your soul. And again, these are all topics that, like, I would really want to sit down and dive deep into. So this is kind of all over the place, or like kind of messy. If I feel like I'm speaking gibberish, then maybe the video just isn't for you. But if you're following me, you're hanging with me, cool. And I really hope that this was a good, a good video, a good video for you to sit and watch, because it's fun for me to talk about. It's fun for me to talk about. And yeah, I don't know if I said it in the beginning. I probably did just say it, but I repeat myself a lot, so excuse me for that. But I really, this video was just to lay the framework of everything so that I could come back and just comfortably talk about it. And yeah, and the point of all of this isn't to spew hatred or anything like that, or to make anybody even feel badly for anything, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not here to force anybody to like believe in anything, or to believe in anything, do anything, like, whatever, you know. I'm just sharing what's out there. You know, I'm just sharing what's out there, the truth, right? The truth. Because this experience is supposed to be something that's self-empowering, and, you know, we really all desire the same things at our core. Like, we want peace, and we want love, and we want all that stuff. And the illusion of everything that is put in front of us, that was fed to us, it just makes it seem like it can't be. But yeah, just open up your eyes to yourself and the divinity within yourself, with no intermediary, no go-between, no pastor, no God, no nothing. Like, life becomes so much more of a fluid experience without it. For me, especially. I'm happy that I offloaded that shit. And like I said, I did a long time ago, but it's just even the way that it's taught to you. Like, I see firsthand how programming can get in the way of you being able to just live as the abundant soul that you are. But not anymore. Not anymore. And yeah, so that's kind of why Christianity, I would say Christianity is a plague, a parasite, something that is blocking from human evolution, something that is keeping people separate instead of unifying. And, you know, it's not even a debate or anything. Go argue with your mother, or even go argue with Jesus, because he would be telling you too, bitch, I didn't fucking want followers. You know what I mean? I didn't want followers. Like, I said that you would be able to do greater things than me. Go do greater things than me. Having your fucking brown nosing me isn't gonna do anything, isn't gonna make you greater than me. Go out there and live. 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 And one last thing that I want to mention is the focus on like hating, you know, sin and like bad feelings and, you know, darkness and all that stuff, when we are literally a composition of everything. Like we are made up of both. Like, come on now. And there's so much fear that is put out in the Christian community that makes people scared of genuinely looking at themselves, genuinely sitting with discomfort, genuinely sitting with, you know, things that stir up feelings. Again, for a reason, like, you know, for whatever the reason is, we only can understand that ourselves. But Christianity makes it hard and scary to even like admit or acknowledge what's actually going on just even deep within us. Again, these things were just imposed to take advantage of very vulnerable beings. That's why I can't fucking stand it. So maybe I'll catch you in another video talking about, I don't know, I'm just gonna talk about random stuff. I like random stuff, but like, I don't know, if you enjoyed this video, then why not subscribe and check in on what I upload, you know, next time, pretty soon, because it's probably gonna be something that like you like. If you like this, then you're gonna like what other stuff I like upload. But that's enough of that. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you again for listening, and I will see you next time.